A senior Vatican official responsible for foreign and state relations has told Sky News the Catholic Church can help, quote unquote, play the role in healing the conflict in the Middle East. Archbishop Paul Gallagher will today meet with Foreign Minister Penny Wong as the leader of the church in Melbourne is troubled by the rise of anti-Semitism across Australia.
Breaking bread between the Vatican and Melbourne. The Holy See's equivalent to Foreign Minister, the Most Reverend Archbishop Paul Gallagher, is in Australia, celebrating a half-decade of formal relations.
This city holds a special place in my life because it was here that I first got an inkling that I would have the job that I've now had for the last 9 or so years. So sometimes it doesn't bring you always good fortune. So I'm hoping to be able to leave Melbourne intact.
8 years ago, he brokered a peace agreement which was hoped to bring an end to conflict in Israel and Palestine. Now, Archbishop Gallagher says faith-based organisations could help pursue the common good in the Middle East.
This mission remains especially pertinent in the complex and diverse world of today and becomes increasingly vital in times marked by ongoing tragedies that profoundly affect humanity as a whole, particularly during periods of conflict and war.
Sky News was invited to a lunch address where questions were taken from the floor.
What role do you think the Catholic Church can play at the moment amid this conflict in the Middle East? And do you feel the mood of the community is a concern at the moment?
It is a time of profound hurt, and we have to recognise that there is atrocious things have happened.
But in Australia, faith leaders, including the Archbishop of Melbourne, Peter Comensoli, are also concerned about the mood in the community.
I must say I've been shocked at the level of the antisemitism. It has always, I suppose, been there in undercurrents, but the way that it's arisen in our Australian society is really troubling. Yes, there are both sides to this conflict. I recognise that.
We have to pray, we have to work on that, we have to try and help with the healing process and think that the Church, the Holy Father, is certainly committed to that. At the same time as he's obviously committed that we have to address the humanitarian urgencies of some of these situations, which are very dire, as we know at the moment, particularly in the Gaza-Israel conflict.
Archbishop Gallagher is also scheduled to meet with Foreign Minister Penny Wong in Canberra, where it is expected that the situation in the Middle East will be discussed. Also on the agenda for His Excellency, whilst in Australia, the changing face of the Catholic Church. The senior Vatican official acknowledged the rise of secularism around the world.
If that was a bit more of a concern within the Holy See at all, and if you and the Pope here would and put any emphasis on what was discussed earlier this year about ways of reforming the Church?
I think, yes, that is something that we are moving forward, and the Holy Father is very committed to that.
The Pope is considering allowing celibacy and even the admission of female priests. But in Australia, Catholic education is thriving.
It is wonderful to have His Excellency visit us, and we're fortunate. We know that Catholic education right across Australia is in a really healthy space.
Simon Love, Sky News, Melbourne.